Hello gamers, I hope you're doing well. Today I want to show you how to beat Kuroki nice and easy, age 20, with a consistent strategy that works easily every time. And before we jump into Kuroki, I just want to quickly run through a couple of skills that make this possible. And the first is right here, Flowing Claw. It enables you to turn your back, and that gives you access to a back elbow, which is invincible and very strong, and it puts the enemies that you hit into a state where you can combo. So yeah, Flowing Claw is quite essential. Another ability is Crotch Punch. Not essential, it just allows you to get a little bit of extra damage here and there. For this strategy in particular as well, Chasing Strikes is extra damage, not essential. However, Chasing Trip Kick, yes, Chasing Trip Kick is something to pick up. So Flowing Claw and Chasing Trip Kick, invest at least a 1 point each into them and you'll be fine. So now we're gonna crack on. We're gonna rise. I'm gonna be 21 doing this, but I hope you do this at 20. That is the idea. And we're just gonna quickly dispatch these guys because we have to. There we go. Wow. I like to not take damage, you know, but it doesn't really matter in this situation. Yeah, we're gonna run up, we're gonna take the elevator, do the quick methods. I remember when I was trying to do my first 20 run, I wasn't running the whole stage, you know. It was just basically boss runs every time. You know, you take the shortcut that you unlock on each level and just run straight to it. When we get up here, a little white dot there, that's a shrine. As you're going to see here, on this particular character, I don't have any unlocks. However, Focus Reserve can be quite helpful. Particularly just to dispatch a Kuroki a lot quicker. But we're not going to use it. That's a different strategy. And that's one that perhaps I can show another time on the arenas. Yeah, so we're just going to skip this and we're going to jump straight into it. You do what you do there, you know, that's up to you with skills. So we're just going to back off. And we're waiting for her to do a certain move where we're going to Flowing Claw. She basically spins and rushes towards you. Here we go. Flowing Claw, light attack, back forwards kick, another sweep, and then this. And that's where the Crotch Punch extra damage comes in, if you have that. Which I always recommend picking up Crotch Punch as soon as possible when you play this. Such a strong ability. And we're just waiting for her to repeat that same move. Very, very low risk strategy here. Boom, boom, boom. When you're doing that sweep, you have to be holding E, as perhaps even before the sweep connects, to get that ground and pounds. But once you get that timing down, it's consistent. See, I had that sound there, so you get a little extra combo. On the second part there, I should have knocked her down and ground pounded. Because Kuroki is kind of slippery. She doesn't give you the ability to combo as much as some other bosses do. Here we go again. We get extra damage and back off, and just wait. Oh yeah, Kuroki considered the hardest boss in the game, but honestly, I have a harder time with the second phase. even with other strategies, just because she's so slippery. Like, she doesn't, like Yang, the final boss, you can only get in a limited amount of attacks before she jumps away. But yeah, easy, you know? You see how much damage we took there? It was chill. And yeah, second phase, Flowing Claw again. You can focus attack if you want. This is the basic combo that I tend to use. And yeah, you can't really crotch punch her. I'm just gonna block this. That second hit does too much damage. And yeah, we're just gonna back off. Are we getting dangerously low? But it's fun. We back off, and we're just waiting for the same. There we go. And you got all day to wind it up. Boom, boom, and back off again. Half health, as you see. Left, right. With this, just dodge left or right. You can try and parry it if you want. It opens yourself up for mistiming it though and taking a lot of damage. As you see how quick that kick breaks the structure. She opened me up enough that I ain't playing no games no more. Back off. Yeah. And just wait for her to run down again. You can see now as well her structure, you know, she's taken a lot more. Perhaps that is because I got a few parries in there. And then we can get a little hit in. There we go. We're back off. We'll spare her. There we go. You may have to hit some perfect parries if you're wishing to break her structure without using the fullness of this. Oh. Well, I killed her. But you know, you get the idea there. You see the potential and where you can spare her quite easily. And there it was just a matter of one hit. And that's fine, you know. The idea was to defeat Kuroki. Rest in peace, lady. So where we spare them in the canon. In my canon anyway. Most of them. The dudes. The first boss, not so much. But yeah, that's it, you know. You see how easy that was. Really consistent strategy, and yeah, I hope that helps somebody out there. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have any strategies of your own that you want to add and share, be glad to hear, you know, something to play around with. And yeah, I hope y'all had the best of time with this game. And peace, man, peace. Peace to all.